Have you ever felt as if different parts of you want different things at the same time? One part wants growth, discipline, and progress, while another part wants comfort, familiarity, or safety. Ancient astrology explained this inner conflict in a very precise way. It said that the psyche is not a single voice, it is a system. Inside you operates a kind of inner government, a cabinet made of different forces, each with its own role, memory, and agenda. When these forces work together, life feels clear. When they conflict, life feels confusing. Today, we begin understanding that inner cabinet. Classical astrology does not treat planets as external objects alone. They are symbols of psychological and karmic functions. Each planet represents a specific role inside your consciousness. How you decide, act, react, desire, fear, and persist. This is why astrology was described as the science of life management. It shows who does what inside you. Some planets initiate action. Some store memory. Some enforce discipline. Others seek meaning or pleasure. Understanding this inner government explains why motivation, emotion, and logic often seem disconnected. They are not failures. They are different ministers doing their jobs. At the center of this cabinet are two royal figures, the king and the queen. They do not rule the same way. They do not speak the same language. But together, they shape most of your life experience. The king governs direction. The queen governs response. If you understand these two forces, you understand why effort sometimes fails and why habits sometimes override intention. Astrology begins not by predicting events, but by identifying who currently holds authority inside you. The sun represents the king of your inner world. It symbolizes your sense of identity, purpose, and self-direction. Not ego, but center. The sun shows what you are consciously trying to develop this lifetime. It is forward-moving. It wants growth, clarity, and authorship of life. When the sun is strong, people feel internally validated. They don't need constant approval. When the sun is challenged, people often outsource authority to relationships, status, or external success. In karmic astrology, the sun shows who you are becoming, not who you have been. In everyday life, the sun governs confidence, leadership, direction, personal authority. It answers the question, who am I deciding to be? When people ignore their sun, they feel lost, even if life looks successful. When they align with it, effort feels meaningful. The sun does not react emotionally. It chooses deliberately. This is why growth often feels uncomfortable at first. The sun demands responsibility, not comfort. The moon represents the queen. If the sun is direction, the moon is memory. The moon governs emotional habits, instincts, and automatic reactions. It does not plan. It remembers. This memory is not intellectual. It is emotional and bodily. This is why people often react before they think. The moon acts first. In karmic astrology, the moon carries patterns built over long periods of experience. This is why emotional responses can feel older than this lifetime. The moon protects familiarity, not growth. In daily life, the moon governs comfort, emotional safety, habits, attachment. It answers the question, what feels familiar and safe? The moon resists sudden change, even when change is good. It prefers repetition over risk. This is not weakness, it is survival intelligence. Problems arise when the moon rules alone, when comfort replaces conscious choice. Here is the core inner conflict. The sun says, I want to grow. The moon says, I want to feel safe. Growth requires unfamiliar territory. Safety prefers the known. When the sun and moon cooperate, people feel aligned and steady. When they conflict, people feel divided, anxious, or inconsistent. Astrology does not call this a flaw. It calls it a dynamic. Understanding this tension allows you to work with it instead of blaming yourself for it. Beyond the king and queen, other planets execute decisions. Mars acts as the commander. It governs courage, assertion, and action. Mercury functions like a crown prince, learning from all others and translating intention into thought and speech. Jupiter and Venus serve as ministers. Jupiter advises through meaning, belief, and wisdom. Venus advises through values, pleasure, and attachment. Each one influences how decisions are made and justified. Saturn plays the most misunderstood role. It is often feared, but Saturn is not punishment. It is structure. Saturn represents effort, responsibility, and maturity. It shows where work is required before freedom is earned. In the planetary cabinet, Saturn is the servant, carrying the weight of unfinished duties. Saturn does not block growth. It delays growth until discipline is developed. This is why Saturn periods feel heavy. They demand accountability. But when Saturn is respected, it builds strength that lasts. The most important question is simple. Who is currently leading your cabinet? Is it emotional habit? Is it conscious purpose? Is it fear, desire, or discipline? Awareness changes leadership. When the sun rules wisely and the moon feels safe enough to cooperate, the cabinet works in harmony. Astrology is not about control. It is about self-leadership. Your birth chart is not chaos. It is organization. Understanding your planetary cabinet is the first step toward living deliberately instead of reactively. In the next video, we will explore the 4 elements: fire, earth, air, and water, and why imbalance between them creates inner conflict. Welcome back to Karmic Scripts.